There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday night training call. I am Sarah Marble, and I'm a Diamond Ambassador, and I am absolutely thrilled and excited more than usual. I'm always thrilled to be here with you guys, but tonight is especially special. I am thrilled, you guys. I just got back from 2 days in Atlanta, Georgia, and I had the most amazing opportunity to be in the same room with Dr. John C. Maxwell. He has written almost 100 books, most of them on leadership, but it was a network marketing Leaders Multiply conference. And I have more than 43 pages of notes from the last 2 days. So I am really, really excited because it's the first weekend in October. And I'm really excited to just start tackling. I really think that if we can take this whole month and have these weekly training calls focus on growth, because the entire conference that I was at was on the 15 invaluable laws for growth. Now, this book talks about living them and reaching your potential. So I am a firm believer that this could be for business, but this could also be in your personal life as well. So we are going to focus on how this can help your Plexus business. But if you do not have this book, I highly recommend it. You can get it on Amazon. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on this whole entire month, because we could probably focus on it for the whole rest of the year, October, November, and December. But I'm going to pull out some of his laws that I feel like are the most important and the most helpful, and give you guys some stories, how it's pertained to me. Now, if you are on this call and you did not have the link to have access to this training, I would like for you to message me on Facebook after this is over, and I will share a link. I have a few left. I purchased seats for our team for the virtual simulcast because I am a firm believer that personal growth and development has been absolutely paramount to my success. I really, really found that the turning point that happened for me was after I hit Emerald and after I opened my first book. So you guys, most of you know this story. It took me 7 months to go silver. I signed my mom, I signed my husband without him knowing, and then my upline, Amy Sage, gave me one person because she was ready for me to promote. After we went to the first ever Plexus convention, we were like, wow, let's do this. This is a real thing. This is something that I think we could do. And Mom and I decided to come home and start working our business. Mom signed up her amazing rock star, Denise Cochran, and 9 months later, we hit Emerald. It was full momentum. It was so much fun. We didn't even really know what was happening. And after I reached that point at Emerald, I realized I have no idea what I'm doing. And it was a long journey from Emerald to Sapphire, 16 months. Because I really feel like I didn't know what I needed to know. I picked up my very first network marketing book after I hit the rank of Emerald. So if you don't get anything else after listening to this call other than don't be like me and don't wait to start your personal growth and development journey, I hope that you can see the value in what learning and growing can do. So I just want to share with you a few quotes. And like I said, hopefully you have a pen and a paper ready. And I am recording, so we will post this later in the team page. But growth is not automatic. If you're happy with yesterday, you have no tomorrow. You need to always keep learning and growing. So he talks about the law of intentionality, and I'm not going to go into huge detail on that tonight. But the main thing with his law of intentionality is you have to be intentional. You must make a plan for personal growth. Personal growth is not automatic. It has to be on purpose. So there has to be a decision for you to say, I want to get better. I either want to get better in my business, I want to get better personally, whatever the case might be. It has to be a choice for you to say, today's the day. I'm going to pick up a book. I'm going to start listening to audios, whatever the case might be. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And I want you to listen to this quote. People are anxious to change their circumstances, but not to change themselves. That jumped out to me because how many of us, me included, say, oh, well, I wish the back office wasn't going like it was, or I wish this wasn't happening, or I just wish I knew more people, or I wish this. We really, every day we're thinking, okay, how can we change our circumstance? When in fact, a lot of times our circumstance might be something that doesn't matter if we change ourselves and we can step up to the challenges that we face. And how often do we face challenges in our business? Right? We face rejection. We face family members who tell us we're crazy. You know, there's all of these things that we come up against. And if we have what it takes through growing ourselves to help step up to those challenges, I just really, truly believe that we can tackle anything. So tonight specifically, what I want to talk to you guys about is the law of environment. The law of environment states that growth thrives in a conducive environment. So how many on this call or how many listening to this recording want to have growth, right? Personal growth, business growth, I'm all for. Yep, bring it on, right? Let's grow. So for the law of environment, he says, refuse to be captive to the environment that you find yourself in. So he gave some amazing talking points. And I'm going to share with you a few stories about how this changed for my business too. But his first point is spend time with great people. We've all heard that quote that you're the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with, right? So if you hang out with 5 people who are broke, you'll probably not be in the best financial situation. Or if you hang out with 5 negative people, you might find yourself having a negative attitude more often. You will only be as good as the people that you surround yourself with. It was really cute. He had a quote. He said, you just have to find those elevator people. I was like, what did he just say? You have to find those elevator people, those people that when you get around them, they raise you up. They bring you up a level or 2 levels or 10 levels. He talked about, let me read this to you really quick. One of the ways to judge whether you're growing and in a conducive growth environment is to discern whether you're looking forward to what you're doing or always looking back to what you've done. If your future looks dull, routine, confining, you may need to start looking to make changes. So he gave these few things that I want you guys you can jot down and you can just make some notes and come back to it later. When you start to evaluate, do I like where I am right now and what I'm doing? Here's some questions that you can ask yourself. As far as music, when you listen to music, do the songs lift you up? Do they make you feel happy? Do they make you feel better? What about thoughts? What ideas speak to you? What about experiences? What experiences can you think about that rejuvenate you? What about friends? What people do you have around you that encourage you? Recreation. What activities do you enjoy participating in that revive you and make you feel better about yourself? What about your soul? What spiritual exercises or things do you participate in that help to strengthen you? What dreams inspire you? What family members care for you? What blessings activate you? What memories make you smile? And what have I read lately that has changed me? That's a totally different topic, but if you're not reading something, I'm going to challenge you right now to pick a book. And if you need a suggestion, comment below after I post this recording, and I'll let you know some of my top 10 things that I've read in the last year that I recommend. But all of these questions go to when you wake up and think about where you are, what you're doing, what you're looking forward to, what does your environment say about where you are, and is it something that is challenging you to grow and to move forward? Okay, let me go back to these notes. I'm telling you guys, with all of these notes, I've been kind of talking through it and trying to process it because it is so much information. Okay, what is a growth environment? This is what we're going to do next. A growth environment is a place where, number one, others are ahead of me. So, he says, find another class. The moment you start teaching, you stop learning. So always be looking to find another class. And that can be pertaining to any area in life. If you feel like you've mastered something, if you feel like you're done learning, if you feel like, okay, I know everything there is to know, take one more step outside of that comfort zone and find something else. But a growth environment is a place where you find people who are ahead of you in where you want to be and what you want to do. He said, find people who are bigger, better, smarter, and stronger, and that will help challenge you and inspire you to continue growing and moving forward into your potential. A growth environment is a place where you are continually challenged. So I have to tell you, the comfort zone, your comfort zone is a very safe place to be. It's a very warm and fuzzy and happy place to be. We could all just sit around in our comfort zones, but that's not going to challenge you and that's not going to change you. So I want, and there's that graphic that has a circle with your comfort zone and then says, nothing good actually happens, sitting right here. So I want to challenge you to say, are you continually doing something that makes your heart beat a little bit faster? Something that says, okay, I'm going to get up in front of, 3 friends and share a Plexus presentation. Am I going to go to a meeting by myself? Even though I don't have anybody to go with me, am I still going to get in the car and go drive and show up to a meeting? Are you challenging yourself to help you grow and move forward closer to your goals and closer to reaching your potential? A growth environment is a place where my focus is forward on goals and not backwards on things that I've messed up with or mistakes that I've made. You're always looking forward. In a growth environment, the atmosphere is affirming. It brings out the best in you. And I think this is something that's really, really important. If you're surrounding yourself with a group of people where when you leave, you feel, sad or discouraged or beat up, I really want to challenge you to evaluate, why are you spending time with those people? It needs to be an atmosphere that's affirming and that's positive and that will lift you up. A growth environment puts you out of your comfort zone. And here's one place where I wanted to share with you guys. A lot of you might say, oh, Sarah, you do these calls all the time. It's a piece of cake for you. Or, oh, Sarah, you get up and speak in front of meetings and in front of groups and at the conventions all the time. So it's got to be a piece of cake for you. It has not always been that way. And I still get really, really nervous. It still challenges me. And it is still me stepping out of my comfort zone when I take those things on. But I make that intentional decision to step outside of my comfort zone and to continually challenge myself because I want to be in a growth environment that's going to help move me forward, that's going to help push me closer to bigger dreams, okay? So it's not that it's a piece of cake, been there, done that. You have to keep stepping forward and doing it. And I'm telling you, when I went in for this John Maxwell thing, I was asked to give a breakout session. So I did video, and I would much rather get on the Plexus convention stage in front of 10,000 people than do what I did with this video segment. It was very nerve-wracking for me to not know what to expect and to know that I wasn't going to be able to have any teleprompter, no notes, and that they wanted a 10-minute session full of content where I would go and stand in front of a camera and teach a breakout class, start to finish, just talking into a camera. I love seeing y'all's faces on these Zooms. I get the feedback, I get the smiling and the nodding. It was terrifying for me. I shook the producer's hand and she was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I mean, my hands were like ice because all the blood was shunting to my vital organs, just trying to keep me upright and breathing. I was absolutely terrified. But when I was done, I felt amazing because I challenged myself and I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I did something different that I have never done before. So I chose to put myself in an environment that was going to challenge me to grow and move forward. So I don't have a whiteboard with me right now that I can use, but I want you guys to imagine that your comfort zone is a certain size, okay? And we live safely inside that comfort zone. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you naturally will want to go right back in. But when you step outside of your comfort zone expands a little bit. So I want you guys to be thinking, I should have drawn, I'm visual. I feel like I should have been prepared to draw you guys a picture. So this is your comfort zone, right? We are always happy inside that comfort zone. We're that nice star. So when I step outside of my comfort zone, I go outside of my comfort zone, I'm going to want to come back in. But when I come back in, it's going to be expanded a little bit. So every time you take that step outside of your comfort zone, it's going to help your comfort zone to grow a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. The possibilities are endless for how much you can challenge yourself and grow, okay? It's said that we all are only utilizing 10% of our potential. We've got 90% of potential that we don't even try to use because it's hard. It's uncomfortable. You get sweaty. You get nervous. Your cheeks get pink. It really is a hard thing. So I want you guys to think about, where is my comfort zone and why am I comfortable there? And what would get me out of it? Is it that I need to call that person on my chicken list because I think they would be amazing for Plexus, but I haven't because I'm worried about what they're going to think about me? Is it that you just need to start talking to people and sharing, and that just the thought of talking to people scares you to death? What is it that has you inside that comfort zone, and what can you do to step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself? I would love for each of you to pick one thing this week that you say, I can't do that, I won't do that, that absolutely terrifies me. Pick one thing that's outside of your comfort zone, and then I want you to tackle it. I'm challenging you to just take that leap of faith, and then I want you to come back and comment on the team page and say, what was it that you chose to do to expand that comfort zone and grow? Number 6, and a growth environment. You wake up excited because you enjoy and love what you do. And I have to tell you, with Plexus, I wake up every morning thinking, who can I talk to today? Who can I help coach and mentor today? Who can I share these products with today? I am excited. I love it. It absolutely is right now where I feel like I'm supposed to be. A growth environment is where failure is not your enemy. And this is a really, really important thing, guys. Failure is not bad. The only reason failure would be bad is if you didn't take it as, I'm going to fail forward and learn a lesson from what didn't work. Okay? So there's nothing negative or bad about failure unless you let it keep you in your comfort zone and you let failure hold you back. Okay? If you use failure to fail forward and say, okay, it didn't work that way, but I'm going to try a different way and help it to grow you, then that's a good thing. So I want you all to think about that. We've all failed at something. My mom will tell you, my first few months of meetings were absolutely awful, but you got to start somewhere. Okay, a growth environment is where other people are growing around you. People desire to change, and growth is modeled for you and expected of you. And that's a big one. Growth is modeled for you and expected of you. Now, I want to just share with you really quick an example of how this applied for me. When I hit Emerald and I felt like, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how to grow, how to move my team forward. I started looking for, I actually, without even knowing this law, I placed myself in a growth environment by seeking out mentors, starting to read. When I picked up Sarah Robbins' book, I just decided she is going to be my mentor because she has been there. She has done that. She is demonstrating success and growth, and I want to be like that. So I started reading her book. I started listening to all of her trainings. I started surrounding myself with people, thoughts, ideas, goals that were bigger because I wanted to grow and I wanted to move forward. Again, that was a very intentional decision to say, I don't want to stay where I am. I need to continue to moving forward. So who are you spending time with? Who are you hanging around with? And are those people challenging you to be better, to dream bigger, to go for it, to achieve your full potential? One of the stories that one of the gals shared related to the law of environment was When she was in high school, she was a partier, and that's all she wanted to do was drink. And so she went out every night looking to fill that, what's going to make me happy, what's going to, she lived to have fun. And then she would go home and have a hangover and say, well, that wasn't fun. Maybe I need to just try it again with, at a different restaurant or a different bar or whatever the case might be. When she decided midway through college that partying wasn't making her happy and that getting drunk every night wasn't helping her to feel fulfilled, she started hanging out with other people. She actually met a guy who was a part of another network marketing company and went to one of his meetings, and he was dressed nice and talking about goals and talking about financial freedom and saying things that she was like, wow, I really think I would like to be a part of this. And it had to be a very deliberate decision on her part to say, these friends that I have spent every waking minute with for the last 5 years or whatever, drinking and partying and hanging out, that environment is keeping me there. That environment is keeping me doing those behaviors and not growing and moving forward in my life. And she had to make that switch to, I want to hang out with motivated, successful people who are, have vision and who want to do something with their lives. And she said that it was this awful turmoil for her because she wasn't, cool anymore with her friends. And it was actual physical separation of, leaving roommates. But she had to change her environment to help move forward. Now, you might be in a great environment right now, but it might be a comfort zone environment. So there still might be, who do you need to surround yourself with who's 10 steps ahead of you with whatever goal that you have. There's still probably an opportunity for you to grow and to move forward in changing a little bit about your environment. And John Maxwell in his book gives a few things. Of these 10 things that we just went over, he says, if you can't answer true to 5 or more of these statements, your current environment is hampering your growth. And you need to determine whether you need to change or improve your environment in order to reach your potential. So if you were to do numbers 1 through 10, like we just talked about, others are ahead of me, true or false? I am continually challenged, true or false? My focus is forward and not backward, true or false? Go through this whole list. Number 4, the atmosphere is affirming and positive. I am often outside of my comfort zone. I'm being challenged. I wake up excited. Failure is not my enemy. Others around me are growing. People desire change, and growth is modeled and expected of me. So in those 10 things, if you're saying true, 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 if you have 5 or more, if you've answered false to 5 or more, then it might be time to evaluate. Do I need a new friend who can challenge me? Do I need some new friends who can be positive and encouraging? And I just really, really think that can be a key thing to help you. I know I could go on and on and on, and I don't want to give you guys too much. He says, significant growth will not occur in your life if you are not continually challenged in your environment. Set specific goals for yourself that are beyond your current capabilities. In addition, review your calendar for the upcoming month, which is perfect because we've got the whole month of October ahead of us. Look for the best potential growth opportunity each week and plan for it by asking yourself questions similar to the ones contained in this chapter. So I think that's some really, really good homework for you guys, is to say, what does my month look like? If I am scared to death to host a sip and see, and if that will challenge me to grow, get one scheduled on your calendar. Talk to your upline and say, okay, I need to do this. If you are scared to death to make a video about your why for your team, to start painting some vision and saying this is why you're doing this awesome Plexus thing, step outside of that comfort zone, bust out that phone, click it on selfie mode and click that record button and make that first video and step outside of the comfort zone. when I think back over speaking on stage at convention, and then, I felt like, my Plexus family, they're awesome. So I actually get excited. I still get a little bit nervous, but I get excited to speak for Plexus events. So for me, what was that next challenge? When I was given the opportunity to speak at Mastermind, you guys, that first time I spoke, it was 3,000 people, and they were from like over 50 different companies from all over the world. That stage was so much different than a Plexus stage because they didn't know who I was. I wasn't already somebody that they liked and trusted and respected. So I was stepping on that stage as a total stranger and felt like I had to win them over. And when I tell you, that step out of my comfort zone felt like 10 miles, not just one step. And right before I got on stage, I'll never forget turning around, and Sarah Robbins, who is my mentor and friend now, I was like, I can't do it. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to pass out. Like, I cannot get on that stage. And she said, I'm going to say a prayer for you, and you're going to go up there, and you're just going to do what you've prepared to do. And I got out there and took a deep breath. In doing it, I didn't die. I'm still here. But then afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was wonderful. So to grow and move forward and have had that experience, I'm so glad that I didn't chicken out. And that has opened up new and more exciting opportunities. Thank you, Leanne. New and exciting opportunities to continue to expand and be challenged and grow. So I really, really hope that you guys will, one, get the book. Two, you'll take me up on the offer. I have already purchased these live simulcast seats. It was live on, I don't even know what day today is. It was live on Friday, and it's going to be on demand for 30 days. So you guys will have 30 days, 28 days now, of access to John Maxwell and 15 other trainers teaching on the 15 laws of growth and hearing their stories, and training and listening and reading and associating with positive, powerful, successful people can help you to move forward and grow you in your business. So I hope you guys got a little bit out of this. Like I said, I'm hoping this whole month we can just really talk about the importance of personal growth and development. It truly, I feel like it's almost my platform. Like if I were to do like some kind of pageant and they were to say, okay, what's your platform? What do you stand for? Personal growth and development has opened so many doors for me and has challenged me. And I mean, I'm looking at all these books that I've read over the last 2 years, and I just can't imagine where I would be had I not started that journey in opening that first book and reading and learning from so many different people. So awesome. I see you guys are messaging me. I will get you guys the links set out. Thank you all so much for jumping on here. I really, really appreciate it. Let's open up the conversation on our Team Momentum page this week. If you're listening, I know I already started a thread where people were posting their takeaways from the simulcast, and I would love to continue that because a lot of times it's 8 hours of training. So I would love for you guys to say what has excited you, what has motivated you, what has helped challenge you or help you to move forward for the next week. And we'll keep that going. If you do not have a ticket, I will get you a spot so that you can be a part of that training. And I hope this is helpful. And I think this is really going to be something huge for our team to help us to grow and for all of us to move forward together. So thank you guys so much.